Hello everyone and welcome to my first episode of Alternate Views. My name is Altimeter and today I will be comparing two games that have taken up my entire life. Now before I begin, I would like to clarify that these viewpoints are coming from a filthy console peasant, so if you are one of those PC elitists and you are offended by anything in this video, I thoroughly apologize for your lack of a life. Anyway, let's get on with the show. So I'd like to start off by saying I will not be deciding a winner by the end of this. I'll simply be comparing elements of each game and whether or not one game got it better than the other. Anyway, I've talked enough, let's get on with it. Now with June's release of Payday 2 Crimewave Edition for the Xbox One, my life has become completely booked solid. If I'm not working or hanging out with family or friends, you can usually find me playing this fucking goddamn game. Or Battlefield, or GTA. Now to give you guys some context, my first experience with Overkill software as a whole was my August 2013 purchase of Payday 2 for the Xbox 360. Immediately growing a strong liking for it, I decided to delve into the past and bought Payday the Heist along with all DLC on Steam for $3. I've been playing both on and off ever since, but as time went on they both went unplayed for quite some time. Fast forward to June this year when Payday 2 Crimewave Edition comes out for the Xbox One. For those not aware, Crimewave Edition gave console players a good 85% of all the DLC that was previously exclusive to PC players. Now that I've been playing this for a good long while, history was doomed to repeat itself, and I recently picked up Payday the Heist again. Now that I have a fresh experience with both, I'd like to compare the two. First things first, the soundtrack. Both games have incredible and amazingly fitting music for their heists, and probably some of the best soundtracks of any game I've ever played. I mean, where else but the Payday the Heist soundtrack are you going to find gems like Gunmetal Grey, The Take, and Code Silver? And at the same time, where else but the Payday 2 soundtrack are you going to find beats like The Mark, Wanted Dead or Alive, or Backstab? While the Payday 2 soundtrack is understandingly quite a bit larger than its predecessor, a whole 24 tracks larger, Payday the Heist soundtrack still holds up very well 4 years later. And yes, that isn't a very long time, but a unique feature of Payday 2 is its customizable heist tracks. You can set which song from either game you want to hear for certain heists, and oftentimes I find myself selecting songs from Payday the Heist, not only because of those sick beats, but also because some of them just deliver that fittingness that I was unable to find on Payday 2's soundtrack. Don't get me wrong, I only say this to help my comparison. I don't prefer one over the other. Another thing I wanted to talk about was the depth and story of the heists themselves. Now this is one topic I will pick a side for. When I play Payday 2, most of the heists are simple objectives. Go in, get the loot, shoot cops, leave. You do get your golden exceptions from time to time, Hoxton Breakout, Election Day, Framing Frame, Hotline Miami, just to name a few. But most often you aren't left with ample opportunity to feel like you're actually doing something other than just robbing the same bank over and over. I love Payday 2, but I will admit there are times when it does get tedious. Moving back to Payday 1, now this is a game where I feel like I'm actually doing something 100% of the time. While there are considerably less heists for this game, I'm usually in a completely different mood when I play it. There's that sense of urgency, that feeling of if we fail, we'll have lost all of our progress. Instead of Payday 2's, if we fail here, we only have like one objective to do. I mean, come on, Payday 2's heists, 80% of which are like the jewelry store smash and grab? How can that compare to Payday 1's Green Bridge? Blow up a bridge to stop a prison convoy, saw open the trucks, find the right prisoner, escort him to a construction site, hook him up to a chair and fly him away on a plane? All while it's raining? How can Payday 2 compete? And all of Payday the Heist's jobs are like that. All have in-depth objectives that really make you feel like you're immersed in the game. No Mercy is my absolute favorite. It's a direct link to the universe of Payday and Left 4 Dead. You take over the intensive care unit of Mercy Hospital to draw some blood samples from a patient infected with the green flu. Of course, they don't actually say it.
Stay down, everyone. Nobody move.
Near the end of the heist, Bane talks of military approaching the hospital and soon jets begin firing missiles at the building. It eventually ends with your elevator falling to the ground floor and Bane saying, not to mention just in general how Bane overall interacted with the crew much more than Payday 2's Bane. And while Payday the Heist lacked one single storyline that all of the heists followed, Overkill was somehow able to still create such amazing characters. I'm a wolf kind of guy myself. But I digress, as the awesome characters we saw in Payday the Heist were still present in the Payday 2 crew, along with many others that were added later. Which brings me to my next topic, the customization. Payday the Heist had a simple setup for loadouts and customization. Instead of using your ill-gotten cash to buy weapons and attachments, it was used for your leveling system, which on the surface of it sounds pretty lame, I know. But your weapons and attachments were all unlocked as you went along. There were also no skill points or perks, but instead one perk that you could choose for your loadout. Stuff like extra cable ties, thick skin for better protection, or extra start-out ammunition. Upon Payday 2's release, we were given a handful of weapons to choose from and some pretty cool attachments. Skill trees were added, divided into 4 separate classes, giving players the refreshing option to use their earned skill points to make different builds and abilities. Fast forward to the time of Crimewave Edition's release, and now we have, oh my god, look at all this stuff. Pages upon pages of weapons, customization options, skills, perk decks, masks. Oh my god, so many masks. So many colors, so many patterns. Every single item has a purpose. Every single attachment will change something. Even the masks have perks to them. If you ask me, it's all a bit too overwhelming. It's kind of like when you go into a restaurant and the menu is 10 pages long. It's just too much to keep track of at one time. Call me stupid, but I like when things are kept simple, and that is one thing that Payday the Heist definitely had over Payday 2, an easy-to-use pre-heist loadout screen. The last thing I wanted to address was the gameplay itself. While Payday the Heist lacked any serious customization, in turn making the game much more difficult, in my honest opinion it made the game more challenging and fun. For instance, in Payday 2, with the use of your skill points, you can create a loadout that makes it so your character will dodge 90% of the bullets shot at him. You can walk around in nothing but the 2-piece suit and take less damage than you would if you were wearing the full body armor, which I for one think is pretty broken. It's still difficult, but at the same time it somehow seems too easy. Remember in Payday 1 when the bulldozers showed up, everyone panicked and ran? Now in Payday 2, with the right dodge build, you can walk right up to him, shoot him in the face a few times with the judge, and he's dead. He's not a challenge anymore. You don't have to coordinate with your teammates anymore to take him down, as opposed to just popping him a couple times. He used to be much more of a threat, and not to mention the rest of the police force did as well. In Payday 2, sometimes I can't even tell if a police assault is going on or not, whereas in Payday the Heist, when you and your teammates heard Bane say,
The police are mobilizing another assault. The party starts in 30 seconds.
you got together, dug in, readied up because you knew shit was about to go down. I may just be rambling at this point, and while I still refuse to say whether one game is better than the other, I will admit that Payday the Heist just had some things that Payday 2 didn't. But anyways, that's gonna wrap it up for this episode of Alternate Views. If you enjoyed my rantings, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more reviews, gameplay, and special videos. Until then, my name is Altimeter, and I'll see you next time.